Now, by some of our audience members, we have Ben Jumonville, who is an accounting sophomore. We'll ask the question, Ben, and then we'll allow each candidate to have a time to respond, and I'll tell the candidate when to respond. So can you ask your question for us?
How can we make LSU a more green campus in all senses of the word?
All right, we'll start with Jay Hudson.
Okay, we definitely can make LSU a green campus, or more of a green campus. One thing that I am very proud of was to serve on an exec council in student government this past year, where Cass Smith, our director of sustainability, did an amazing job to increase sustainability measures here on this campus. One thing that we did is we did reach out to him, and he was a major contributor on everything that we put that had to do with sustainability. Some things that I would like to kind of talk about for sustainability is kind of decrease receipt printing from LSU dining. This is a big problem because I know every time I go to somewhere, whether it be an LSU dining place, Einstein Bagels, McDonald's, I just throw that receipt away. And I know that little receipt seems like not much paper at all, but when you continuously have students over and over and over again misusing that paper, then it goes to waste. And it's paper that we could definitely use later on, if not used in that part.
Okay, Brooksy.
This question directly relates to one of our initiatives, creating the Purple, Gold, and Green Sustainability Program. I helped Stuart and Martina to amend their executive charter in order to create the Director of Sustainability this past term in office, and I really want to expand upon that department and make it more. They partnered with ECO to put on Bike Week this past semester, and that was a great success. Another way we can reward students for being eco-friendly and going green is to provide water bottles for those students who are living out their commitment to community and cutting costs in the simple ways. Another thing we can do is reroute the buses to visit all of the off-campus housing and save students a little money that way. Reduce, using all the cars and routing the traffic centrally through the bus system.
Okay, Theo.
Well, for a more green campus, I have a few things that I think we could do. First of all, one of our biggest problems is paper. Lessening the use of paper, we can work on the e-textbook program. This has been worked on by the past administration with Jonathan Walker, our director of academics, working on this. And I will work with him and see the research he has on that and expand upon that so we can get an e-textbook program at LSU through the LSU bookstore. I guess similar to what we do where we buy our books online and we buy our books through the LSU bookstore. Also, we want to extend our bike paths more along Dalrymple, Highland, and also Dalrymple, Highland, and Nicholson, Brightside, to make sure that we have students using better traveling options than just cars or buses.
And again, the question was, how can we make our campus more green? We'll allow each candidate to have 30 seconds to respond, starting with Jay Hudson.
One thing I do want to say is that I've actually done things with sustainability before. With our Interfraternity Council 2 years ago, I served on the board for 2 years now, but back then we actually implemented a system where recycling bins were actually put in all the fraternity houses. So that was one great thing that I was able to sit on the board for and actually see through. And I think that one thing is going to be able to tell you that I do care about sustainability, and I do think it's a big issue for our campus.
Okay, Brooksy.
In a rebuttal to the e-textbook program, I think that's a great idea. We just have to ensure that we have the technology in order to support that program. And something I've most recently been involved in to make an effort to go green is supporting the student government allocation of funding to a new bike fleet for the UREC. And that way students can use that outlet not only for exercise, but to transport themselves around campus and to closer off-campus locations such as, grocery stores or restaurants.
All right, Theo.
I think it is important that we also see that the past administration has done a great job with sustainability. And I definitely think it's going to be important in our transition time that we talk to them about their sustainability issues and the things that they have done to make campus more green and work with what they have and build on what they have in the coming administration.
All right, before we go to our next audience question, we've got another question submitted to us online by Ifty Roof. He asks, what do you value more, experience or passion? How will it make a difference in how you carry out your work if you get elected? And we'll start off that question with Theo.
I value passion more. And I say that because experience without passion means nothing. Because if we don't have passion, we cannot get the things done for our student body that we most likely want. You can have passion with any organization on campus. You can have passion through any outlet on campus. And it doesn't matter who you are. As long as you care about your university, you can get things done for it, and you can find out the proper channels to go through because that is an easy learned process. Thank you.
All right, Jay Hudson.
Of course, a combination of the two would probably be best, but if I had to pick one, it would definitely be passion. Passion is great. Students that have passion, you can see them all over campus, going to New York, doing great things with like MassCom and doing great things with research all over campus. And I believe that same passion can be implemented in student government if Danny and I were elected. We do have experience on our belt, yes, but someone can have experience and keep the status quo, and we've seen that happen over and over in student government. We will ensure that everything on our push card gets done in our administration, not just because of experience, but because of passion.
All right, Brooksy, again, the question was, what do you experience more, what do you value more, experience or passion? How will it make a difference in how you carry out your work if you are elected?
I love to go with our platform of leadership, experience, accountability, and dedication, because as passionate as Chris and I are about LSU, about this university, and about its students, you must have the experience in order to know how to implement these different initiatives and know how to research them properly and properly execute them as an executive staff in relation to the rest of student government. And I assure you that we are very passionate about this university, about our 22 initiatives, and all of the other concerns that students have brought to us over the past month.
All right. Our next question will come from one of our audience members, Muriel Beard. She is a music education junior. And Muriel, go ahead and ask your question.
Thank you. The College of Music and Dramatic Arts holds both the highest percentage of international students and out-of-state students. With budget cuts looming over our heads, I want to know how each of you will plan on keeping the scholarship programs for the arts sustained.
All right, thanks, Muriel. And we'll start that question off with Brooksy.
I actually had a conversation in Free Speech Alley today with a student who was concerned about the funding of the arts, and I've had conversations with the candidates on my music and dramatic arts ticket, but the fact of the matter is they want to publicize the accomplishments of the MDA program, the different programming that's put on, the different theater programs, the music programs, and their success not only in LSU's community, but on a national level. Not only the students, but the faculty members of this great institution. And by doing this, by publicizing their accomplishments, we can secure funding not only from the university, but from the alumni of the university that care about the arts, giving back, and seeing LSU students succeed not only here in the classroom, but later on in life when they can actually apply these experiences to make them successful as people.
Okay, Theo.
Well, with music and dramatic arts, I spoke with a student today also, and we want to implement a program called I Advocate, in which students will be able to get opportunities to broadcast the things that they feel passionate about at this university and tell us exactly why, what's going on with them and why they don't want it cut in these times. So what we want to do is put up a board, have a student tell their story, put it in the middle of the union. So every day an administrator walks by, every day an instructor walks by, they see that sign. And there's an old Chinese proverb that says, he who does not have fire within himself cannot warm others. I'm going to use the students as the fire to warm these administrators, to let them know that we're not going to settle.
All right.
With music and dramatic arts especially, I'm happy you brought that up. They do have a lot of out-of-state and international students, and I believe that if those scholarships are gone, then those students won't come to LSU because they're going to have a lot of different options for music and dramatic arts schools. So one thing I would have to ask is first, what are the source of these scholarships? And I'm sure that there are some that are privately done, LSU Foundation, those different things, and we need to ensure that we protect those. With music and dramatic arts, like I said, especially, but with the entire university, what I said in previous question was about the budget cuts, where we need to ensure that our students that come to the school are not affected by this tuition increase. And I will stand here and I will tell you that we will fight these budget cuts. And for the students that cannot afford to come to the school, especially like students that go to MDA or any other college in this university, that we're going to try to protect them from these cuts, ensuring that the financial aid is available within the colleges, within the university, and then also ensuring that the university establish a tuition fee waiver for students that cannot afford to come to the school.